Welcome back, everyone, to my Tsukihime Arcueid Route playthrough. We are going to be doing, we're going to be doing part 13 today. Last time we actually did part 11, but it got split into two because I think I disconnected for like a few seconds. But yeah, I gotta turn my desktop audio on again. But there we go. That should be good. Should be plenty loud enough. Let's see. So last time we got to a pretty big thing in the story where Shiki is like losing his mind, you know, going crazy. He almost goes kind of wacky on Arecueid, so that's kind of funny. But yeah, we ran into, last time we ran into a bit of resistance in terms of decision making. But yeah, so this is going to be part 13 Arecueid playthrough. Let's load it up. So we are back in the mansion, it looks like. Yeah. And I think this is after. Yeah, this is after. So, and my goal is to actually, I think we're on day 10 or 12, I think now. So my goal is to finish the Arecueid route. Not this weekend, but within 2 weekends, I guess. And then we are going to start the Hisui route, I think. But that's going to be a lot slower because I think I'm going back to college and whatnot, so that's going to put a damper on how fast I'm going to put these out. But yeah, I'm either going to just play through the rest of the game by myself and then wait till the remake and just play through the remake on stream. It depends, but I don't know yet. But yeah, there's a lot of H scenes, and I don't want that being I don't like that anymore, really. Don't need that anymore. But yeah, in the remake though, they are still just as intense, I would say, just without the added layer, you know, of craziness. But anyway, let's get into it. Welcome back, Shiki-sama. Hisui greets me as I return. Even though she's waited all this time, I can't even return a greeting, and I go to my room. Bro, Shiki having a bad day. Crap, my avatar got messed up there. After dinner, I return to my room. It's close to the promised time with Arecueid. Shall I be going? I don't even know if she's coming. But still, I swore never to break a promise again, so I have to go. Arrive at the park shortly before 10. There's absolutely no one here. Sitting on the bench, I stare at the clock and wait for Arecueid to come. Bro, return to the mansion? Still wait. Yeah, dude, I'm waiting. Seems like what I should do. It's now 11 o'clock. Park is completely still, as if entirely frozen. There's no fresh flow of air, or the presence of anyone approaching. There's no sight of Arecueid coming. Time passes by meaninglessly. Still wait. Dude, I have to wait. I just have to do it. There's probably a combination right here, that's right. Both hands on the clock approach the top of the dial. It's been 2 hours since I came here, yet no sign of Arecueid. Bro, 3 times the chime. It's triple wait, that's what they say. Let's see, clock hands point to 12. It's 2 hours past the promised time. Phew, I slouched on the bench and sigh. She might not come after all. I don't know, but don't feel like going back. Yeah, I'll wait until morning. Damn it. I lie on the bench in frustration, and then, huh? Wait a minute. I think I saw a flash of white behind the rest area. Besides, it moves back as soon as I saw it. Stand up from the bench and stride towards the rest area. As if it knew it couldn't hide anymore, the white figure shows its face. Haha, you found me! Arecueid appears more cheerfully than ever. Arecueid, you... Huh? What? You really came? I blurred that out because I still can't believe it. Of course, we promised. Came about 10 minutes before you did. She looks the other way. 10 minutes before, but I came before 10 o'clock. She came earlier. If you're there before me, why didn't you tell me you were waiting there? I wanted to watch you while I was hiding. I see. Even though she doesn't act any different, she must be bothered by what happened last night. That's why she couldn't face me directly and was hiding. Sorry, that's right. It's not that simple. You never even knew I was here. I was waiting for you to notice. I was planning on meeting in a different way this time, but you ruined it by just spacing out. Huh? Ruined what? You weren't hiding because you felt awkward? Why? I was a little bored, so I wanted to play around. She says it lightly, not even knowing an inkling of the frustration I felt. Play around with you. The joy I felt from meeting her fades away instantly. It's not a mood where I have to think about what I should do after seeing her. As usual, she's acting at her own pace without even understanding how I feel. Fill my lungs with a deep breath of night air. I'm less angry than surprised. Maybe I'm just relieved she is acting normally. Well, normal for her. It's proof it feels like my heart laden with beauty has just been cleaned anew. And you win. Really? I thought you were just zoned out. No, not about the hide and go seek. Well, it's useless putting in the words. Glad you came. To be honest, I thought I'd never see you again. Huh? You thought? So after only waiting 2 hours? That's not it. It's because of last night. I thought we would never meet again. That won't do, Shiki. I said to just forget about it. It says this weekly. Baka. I'm such a baka. Selfishly thought she would be acting completely normal. But I was wrong. She was acting that way so I wouldn't feel bad. Sorry, I was an idiot. I don't have any right to yell at you anymore. I said it's okay. If anyone's to blame, it's me. Just forget about it. Isn't that better for the both of us? He tries to fool us both by speaking cheerfully. Fools about last night, fools about how bothered she is. But telling me to forget with that expression, how can I forget? No, I wasn't apologizing for last night. I'm an idiot because I can't forget something I should forget. Since this morning, all I thought about was you. All I could think about was how I should apologize to you and what to say after I saw you. So I can't just forget about it now. Good looks away. I can't look at her either. For sensing I said something I shouldn't have. I can't look into her eyes now. She doesn't respond. I can't either, and long silence begins. I don't know how long the two of us stood there. I could nod silently. Yeah, to tell the truth, I can't forget about it either, Shiki. Couldn't blushes as she says, some difficulty. Arcueid. She looks so kawaii doing that. As soon as I think that Arcueid looks around here, I don't know when this happened, but we're surrounded by human shapes. I can't think since it was so sudden. We're surrounded. Get ready, Shiki. Bro, that was so fast. What the heck? If you don't fight, you'll just die. Fight. Tatsukai! Then if you take off your glasses, you'll get it, won't you? They are the dead, without even a finger's worth of normal blood. I quickly take out my knife and take off my glasses. Like she says, the 5 people surrounding us are just scribbled lines, making a human shape. Why? You said you killed them all yesterday, Arecueid. Yes. These are the ones I destroyed yesterday. She narrows her eyes and glares at them. They advance sluggishly. They were only pretending to be dead. Of course not. Not weakened enough to be fooled by such tricks. But the fact that they made a mistake can't be excused. I didn't make sure they dissolved into ashes at the end. They close the circle around us. My fingers grasping the knife tremble a bit. To be blunt, there's no pressure coming from the dead. Presence coming from these dead. Compared to a monster like Nowinski, they practically nothing. But 5 of them. Can I fight this many dead, this many things who were once human? Shiki, if you hesitate, you'll die. They're no longer alive. Once they have their blood sucked by a vampire and become the dead, they can no longer return. They're just dolls used by the vampire. There's no sin in killing them. I hear a voice from behind me. Seems she moved to protect my vulnerable back. Wait, what do you mean? I mean, there are many ways to magically control a dead body. It's easy to infuse a human corpse with magical energy. The animals are intangible objects, so it's very convenient. Unfortunately, I don't have time to go over the details. They're coming. Since they're moving away, at the same time they attack. The shapes of death attack. They simply fly forward, arms outstretched. I take a huge leap to the side and evade their attack. And I sense something terrible behind me. Whirl around with all my strength. There, one of the dead is trying to punch me. The dead's body is almost void of places without lines, which lets me slice anywhere on its body. What's more, its movements are incredibly sluggish, faster than anything that came from Nowinski. The dead charge at me. I can kill them with ease. Evading the swirling arm, I aim for the first one's unparticular lower left abdomen. The line of blood vessels there. Stare at the heart, called its point. Thrash. The knife doesn't reach its target, only slicing through its upraised arm. The one arm dead doesn't even pause its attack. The other dead also comes in, showing no fear. The one armed dead attacks. Right when I evade that dead, the other dead jumps on me from behind. Uh-oh. Is it gonna get bit? A piggyback stance. Dead bites on my neck. Oh no. Not to suck blood or anything like that, just like a beast trying to kill its prey by biting its neck off. Can a human mouth bite through at the neck? The dead's mouth is shallow. Bites with its front teeth rather than its back. As a result, the dead's teeth actually break off. Even still, it tries to bite through my neck with its flat mouth. It doesn't really hurt. It's just disgusting. When I'm dead, walks towards me. I have to kill the dead behind me or I'll die. The method is simple. As it tries to continue biting my neck, I can just slice my knife through its face. That means I'm going to kill. I understand. They aren't human, they aren't even living, but I still feel this is wrong. How naive. Even if they are corpses, shaped as humans and they move like them. Still seems mistaken to kill them as another human being. Shiki. I hear Arcueid's voice as she deals with the other three dead. Without thinking, despite the one in front of me, I look over at her and see something terribly unbelievable. Arecueid is wounded. Even though they move so sluggishly and only take her a second to kill, Arecueid is being pushed by those dead. Breathes heavily. Her foot is also unsteady and she's having difficulty evading those attacks even I can evade. The dead rips into her arm. She counters, tears the body from the head to its waist, with half crumpled to the ground. At the same time, the other waiting shades of death pounce on her. The crash, she lands on her knees. You can tell she's breathing wildly from this distance. Her two dead attack. They kick her kneeling figure in the face and makes her collapse on the ground. After that, they carry a dull expressionless smile as they get on top of her. Stop. She lies there, arms outspread like a cross. Like when I did those graceful things here last night. Stop it. Bastards. Stab. I cut through the face of the one behind me, so it's trying to bite me. Pierce the lower right abdomen of the one in front of me that has strangely paused. It's where his death is. Not even looking at it crumbles away, I turn around and kill the faceless dead behind me. I run. The ones around here realize I'm coming, get up and attack. No problem. I slice through their points of death as they attack me. After it's all over, I start to catch my breath. 4 figures crumble away into ash. The one Arecueid killed earlier makes 5. Killed. Without hesitating, I stop them completely. I can't think clearly, probably because regret and self-admonition are screaming at me. My panting fills the air, but it's still good. It's better than getting hurt. For the first time with my own free will, with the mind of Tono Shiki, I use this power for someone else's sake. I keep panting. I can't seem to fully catch my breath. I can hear slight wheezing mixed in with the wild breathing. Arcueid. Turning around, I see her full of pain and on her knees. You okay, Arcueid? I dash towards her. She's curled up as she breathes like something who can do nothing else. What's wrong? You're covered in sweat. Did your wound open up? Then try to look at her face. Shiki. Or she just has a hand covering it. Oh shoot, is she gonna go crazy now? I can't see her face. All I can see is the bloodshot red eyes through her fingers. Her suffering isn't normal. The way she's breathing intermittently isn't natural. A hungry breath, bloodshot eyes, her waving hair. Chill. Sensing danger, I step back. Yet far faster than my movement is her teeth closing in to suck my blood. Arecueid arms stretched out. Like that, she holds my body. Oh no! My breath stops my throat as I call her name. Her bloodshot eyes, sharp teeth like a beast's. The overwhelming pressure that drains me of any will to resist. The thing with its teeth near my neck isn't the woman I know. I can't do anything. I can't even lift a finger. I'm going to be eaten. This is what it means to be preyed upon. Teeth push against my neck. The only thing filling my mind is fear. Yo, is this gonna turn out to be like a shapeshifter of that dude before? Shriek comes out. I almost think for an instant how pitiful it is for me to make such a sound. It's just my imagination, but it feels like she freezes in place. Before I can even confirm this, wham! Violent explosive erupts before me. Arecueid's body is smashed sideways. Yeah! She was hit by a car. She was blown back several meters. She gets up like it's nothing. This doesn't... Yeah, this isn't get Arecueid. I'm just calling right now. Arecueid stands there stunned. I can't even think what to do either. And there, you were going to suck his blood. A cold, scolding voice. That is your true nature, Arecueid Bernstein. The merciless voice towers from above. I look up at the moon. There stands the robed figure from that one night. Senpai. There's no mistake. No matter how I look at it, it's Ceil Senpai. She doesn't even look at me, but she glares at Arecueid crouching far away. Even if you destroy your kin, you cannot change the fact that you are a vampire yourself. I don't know why you drew him close to you, but didn't you think it would end this way? Voice is completely different from normal. Neither strict nor kind. Her emotionless voice is horribly devoid of any humanity. Without making a noise, Senpai descends from the streetlight to the ground. Usually it's nothing I mess with, but I will not overlook you trying to kill an ordinary person. It isn't part of the plan to fight you, but if there is a need, we can settle our score. Don't be ridiculous. I don't want anything to do with you. And she looks at Senpai hatefully. I never intended to kill him. Doesn't sound very convincing at all. It's not like you don't realize what you did earlier and what kind of yell he gave out when he saw you. I don't care if you hate me, but you took your insanity and directed it at him. Shall we ask him how he felt? With a turn of her head, Senpai casts a glance at me for the first time. Arecueid averts her gaze painfully. So silence fills the park. A footstep. Rob Senpai takes only one step towards me. Get back, vampire. You had no right to stay by his side from the beginning. That's not true. I don't know who Senpai is or what happened to Arecueid earlier, but I can at least declare this, because I myself want to be by her side. You're wrong. What's with you, coming out of nowhere wearing weird clothes and speaking like you understand everything? Is definitely a vampire, but she hasn't drunk blood even once. That was probably just a joke. You don't have any right to. Please be quiet, Tono-kun. She hasn't drank blood even once? Yes, certainly these past 800 years, there's no record of her having any victims. However, just shut up. I don't care to listen to whatever strange story you have to say. If you're trying to get in her way, I'll not forgive even you. After all, I'm helping her because I want to. It's none of your business to interfere. Tono-kun, the inkling of emotion enters her voice. I understand. If you say so, then I won't do anything else. However, Senpai changes her gaze to Arcueid. Arcueid looks away, not at me or Senpai. As he said, Arcueid brings the... Do you still intend to be by his side after this? Arcueid doesn't answer. She raises her head to look at me once and then runs off into the night. Why are you leaving, Arecueid? I start to run after her, but my feet don't leave the ground. Senpai walks slowly over to me. I won't let you follow her. Can't let you be killed, Tono-kun. In her hands are thin, rod-like blades. One of them stands by my feet, pinning my shadow to the ground. You cannot move until that is removed. No matter how hard you struggle, your shadow will struggle just as hard not to separate from you. Dude, kill your shadow, do it! You won't. Stop fooling around, I'll lose her. Dude, kill the blade. I give the blade below me. No matter what, you can't pull it out. Good to mention this, but I'm the only one who can remove it, so please give up. Saying that, she stops in front of me. I glare at her. She takes my gaze and then sighs. Jeez, really? Why do you go overboard so much, Tono-kun? Senpai. I know. I don't hate her myself, but this is for both of your sakes. I will let you go soon, so please listen to what I have to say for a while. She looks up hesitantly. This is the leisurely senpai I know from school. Is that why, even though I still can't grasp the situation, I start to calm down? This is abrupt, so I'm prepared for you to hate me. But I have something I have to tell you. Very sorry for restraining you like this. Senpai bows her head. She dresses strange, but Senpai is still Senpai. It's okay. I'm not angry, so please don't apologize. You've already helped me once, Senpai, and I want to ask you some things as well. It does help. But what would you like to ask me, Tono-kun? Isn't it obvious? Just who are you, Senpai? Just like that and smashing away Arecueid, and I'm the one who remembers you at school. The only one who remembers you at school. Someone gives a sigh in response. Then let me ask, Tono-kun, what do you think about me? Only heard some things from Arecueid about the church and stuff. That's right. As you know, I'm an exorcist of the church. My specialty is hunting vampires. I can't answer anything else. But I think that is enough for you. Enough. For someone like you to come to my school. If you wanted to exterminate vampires, wouldn't you be researching a city like Arecueid? There was a reason for me coming to your school, Tono-kun. Since this overlaps with the talk I want to give, I will ask the question from now on. Tono-kun, you seem to have teamed up with her, but do you know anything about what she's after? Yeah, well, I heard she's the old type of vampire who drinks the blood of humans to expand its territory. Seems you know about the two main classifications of vampires. Then I think you know about how he is imperfectly immortal. Yeah, about how he needs to drink blood to maintain his body. But on the other hand, as long as he can drink blood, he'll never age, right? Yes, but you can't say he's immortal in the end, can you? Besides, there are ones for whom drinking blood does not maintain their body fully. There are some that are exterminated by us. You can't tell something that can die like that immortal. Well, certainly he's not immune to death. I don't know what Senpai is trying to get at here. Is this related to why you came to my school? Of course. Geez, please wait until I'm finished. Okay, but if you could give me a short version, I'd appreciate it. Oh, really? If that's the case, then I'll explain as directly as I can. Senpai seems a little disappointed. than a simple explanation. The immortality of the vampires known as dead apostles is very unstable. For them is merely prolongation of their lifespans, many times that of a normal people. Question: not only are their lifespans long, but they also have unnatural powers. Is there any relation? Not really. Their individual powers are things that had when they were humans, strengthens over hundreds of years. Interesting. Continuing their studies from their human lives gives them these extraordinary powers. So basically, they're like super mages in a way. That's what some of them are. The dead apostles each have different goals. What they each decide to study is different. Because of that, there was one who seriously studied immortality. He became immortal yet still researched it. Yes, the instant the dead apostles become vampires, they assume they have reached the limit of mortality as humans. However, he felt that it was just a degeneration. He did not want something so imperfect, and he wanted to come up with a more perfect immortality. Senpai seems to be more engaged. But as long as something has shape, it cannot but perish. There isn't anything that can withstand the passage of time. Vampires merely have a resistance higher than that of humans. Anything living internalizes death the moment it is born. Even if in possession of a body which does not age. As long as it exists, it cannot escape death. To escape death is to die. Interesting. This contradiction is the problem that cannot be solved. Interesting. Everyone has death within them. Even there is someone who doesn't, then that's probably something that should never exist in the first place. Even Arecueid can die during the day. There can't be anything that cannot die in this world. That's the reason, but he concluded that if he could preserve his existence after death, then he would be immortal. It isn't in our doctrine, but that's what you call reincarnation. Huh. Even if you die, you could preserve your sense of self and start over again as a new human. That would be eluding death. Well then, he isn't completely annihilated. He isn't dead, so it's actually not quite eluding death. I mean, if he dies, he'll start over as a baby? Yes, while he is alive, chooses his next host, and when it is born, he transmits all of his information of his self. His information stays deep within the baby until it matures, or until he gains its intelligence as its own. As soon as that baby has its intelligence to succeed itself, the baby becomes a new vampire that is him. Yo, wait a second. Is Tono Shiki gonna turn out to be like one of those? Is that gonna actually happen? Don't tell me he does surgery on it while it's in the mother or something like that. No, it's anything medical, but because the instant his body is destroyed, he reincarnates into the body, he chooses his next body. I said all of his information earlier, but to be simpler terms, I think of it as his soul. It wouldn't be quite correct to say his soul propagates through the air and weight takes over someone's body, but it's similar to an electromagnetic wave. In this case, the human brain is what does the transmitting and the receiving. Yo, that's yo, if Shiki turns out to be like already like set up from the very start to have this happen, that would actually be like super crazy. That's where mind would go right here. That's where I think this is heading. There's definitely certain plot points that lead me to believe that Shiki will either is already a vampire, kind of like a dormant vampire, or he's going to turn into a vampire at some point. At least probably on this route, I would say, and maybe not on the other routes, or maybe it's like the final route that he does, but I'm not sure. But I don't think they'll tell us until Kohaku route then. That's actually crazy though. Sorry, senpai, I can't see how this relates to you coming to my school. It is related because this reincarnating vampire is in your school, Tono-kun. Oh. Huh. The vampire pursuing is a vampire Arecueid is pursuing are the same. Although she probably only referred to him as the enemy. I nod silently. Certainly she is only used the word enemy, but she never told me anything about him. Wait, what I'm thinking is that okay, so either with that information right there, either Arecueid is pursuing Shiki, and that's why she showed up here. And he's just referring to Shiki basically. But then like Arecueid basically took mercy on him kind of or something like that. Or it's like some other dude maybe in the story, but who knows? There's definitely more than just Nivinsker and then this other dude that we saw. I'm pretty sure. So this could get pretty crazy, especially once we get into further routes. This could actually get like super crazy. He has been incarnated 17 times already. She has destroyed him every time. But if he dies, he will just be reborn, right? Isn't that pointless? Yes. He is killed by her, reincarnates each time, and is killed again by her. A cycle has been repeated over and over. If Arecueid had the power to kill not the body but the meaning, then this probably would not be happening. Senpai looks down a little, and it seems like she's gritting her teeth. I don't know why. However, it appears that Senpai also has some grudge against the enemy like Arecueid does. What kind of vampire is he? He's an ordinary, originally a man, but that can change depending on his body he reincarnates into. The troublesome part of this dead apostle is that his incarnations are hard to find, because he is probably properly born as a human baby and has parents. He transforms into a vampire only when he reaches the age where he can do everything at a satisfactory level. Till then, that human shows no hint of being a vampire. Once he awakens, he uses the relationships he gained until that time to blend perfectly into society. I heard that the church detects his presence usually after a whole town is turned into the dead. Yo, that's actually crazy. Well, then this new host, he wouldn't ever realize he is a vampire until he awakens. Yes, but it isn't like two people sharing one body. The baby born as a human is still him. Depending on its environment, it's a good or bad person. Even that, the instant he awakens, goes away. To sum it up, once he dies, he's reborn into the next body, and once the body gains intelligence, it gains the previous life's self and becomes a vampire. What is that? Just hearing this is terribly scary. That's strange. I don't really understand it, but it's strange. Because what you call vampires, they don't just suddenly become vampires, right? So even if their old self awakens, wouldn't the body still remain human? Organization is the transmission of personality. It is the transmission of the soul. Once bitten by a true ancestor, not just the body, but the soul is forever soiled. Transmits all his information called soul to his next self. So when he awakens, the body becomes one of a vampire, but as you said, it's just too weak, so he selects his next host while he is alive. The family he is born into must meet two conditions, the first being one of wealth. Being born into a family of high social standing, property, and money makes it easy to make the whole town vampires later on. There's another requirement. It's an important one, but amongst normal people like us, there are also people that carry special powers. Not like magic, which is a mystic power that can be learned, but rather special abilities from birth. Such people are normally called demonic children or psychics. Interesting. Yo, they're literally just setting it up for Shiki to be the one that's gonna get like overridden or whatever. They're literally just setting this up. It's actually gonna go crazy. Special abilities are genetics, so they are inherited, passed on by blood. He chooses those families that have something not human in their lineages. Family with a wealth and influence and inhuman power. Those are the requirements for his host, Shiki. Still something weird. I think that story is weird. So is that senpai is telling me the story. His name? Yes. Did you say something? His name. Keep saying enemy and him. But how can I understand that? Can't you tell me his name? I yell at her, not even knowing why I'm angry. She doesn't look fluttered at all. She only looks at me sympathetically. No problem. Among the dead puzzles, he is known as the Serpent of Akasha. This is due to the serpent being the symbol of infinity and cycles. Shedding its skin and gaining a new body was perfect for his name. On the other hand, he's recorded in the church as the infinite reincarnator. His human shape is Michael Roa Vladimir Michael Roa. He is also simply referred to as Roa. Never heard of it, of course. It's not like I've ever met him. In short, you came to my school because you knew this Roa was here. Yes. Okay, so it's not Shiki. That would have been hilarious if it was. That would actually be cursed. This truly was a sketchy feeling, but I knew this incarnation of Roa was here. Interesting. I can sense Roa far better than Arecueid. That's why I came here much earlier than Arecueid and already found out who his new host is. The voice stops for some reason. Senpai looks at me sympathetically like before. It's been this before, but Roa chooses fine lineages and excellent bodies for his next host. So once you find out Roa is in this place, the answer comes naturally when you investigate the families which meet his criteria. In the area, there's only one family that meets his criteria. I don't have to say any more, do I, Shiki? Yo, shoot! You know, Shiki had memories of multiple people. So what I'm guessing is that Roa is like Shiki's like older brother or something, or he's like Akiha's older brother. And then like Shiki is like one of their childhood friends or whatnot. Cause I'm pretty sure, cause I heard somewhere that Tono Shiki is not actually from the Tono family. He was like adopted or whatever. So that's what I'm thinking. So if that's like Akiha's big brother, what the heck? That's why. So I'm saying this conversation is weird. I'm the one laughing dryly. Who are you? What are you saying, Senpai? This can't be. Senpai doesn't answer. Almost as if she's saying what I am this. Wait. Almost as if she is saying that I am this Roa's host. But there can be no doubt. The Tone family has something different in its blood. It has power and the talent, latent superhuman ability that Roa needs. The power you used to defeat the dead earlier wasn't human. So this time Roa's host is unmistakably Tono Shiki. I don't understand. I don't understand a single thing she says. Why? Why can you be so certain, Senpai? Because I'm the one who decided all this. She says something I can't understand once more. But it's different. You were the one killed, yet you are the one who survived. The one killed survived, and the one who killed is dead. I think all the mistakes began there. She says so, as if she's on a verge mentally. Senpai pulls the sword from the ground by my feet. That is all I had to tell you. I'll leave the rest for you to decide, Tono-kun. Leave it to me, but according to your story, to be honest, I don't know either. You're an incredibly ordinary person, like a student who could find anywhere. My intuition has to be wrong, because you are someone who shouldn't be in a world like mine. With a sad smile, Senpai leaps an incredible distance from me, as if trying to tell me she's someone else now, an unreachable far distance. Still can't leave Arecueid alone. Unless I chase after her now, I feel like I'll never see her again. Going after her, Tono-kun? Senpai's voice returns the way, and she drove off Arecueid. Reflectionless voice devoid of emotion. Yeah, because you're a person of the church. I know she's an enemy of yours. A lot of things have happened and I agreed to help her, so I have to look for her. Don't know what she'll do if I leave her by herself. Laughing as if it was a joke, I tell her later and turn around. If you go after her, you will only get killed. You must not see Arecueid burned again. Only get killed, well, you may not believe me, but she really doesn't suck blood. She's quite a good person, actually. I know, certainly she hasn't drunk human blood, however, that's at an end. The true answer who gives into the vampiric impulse once can only fall downward from there. My feet freeze in place. Senpai. Impulse, what do you mean? I mean the desire to drink blood. The vampires called dead apostles mostly become vampires after a vampire sucked their blood. To preserve their bodies, they need the blood of humans. In other words, they can't escape drinking blood if they want to live. But the ones that were vampires from the beginning are different. Dead apostles were originally humans like us, so maybe you can still call them human. However, if someone was born a vampire, can you call it human? What are you saying, senpai? I'm asking about Arecueid. This is about her. Won't let you say you never thought about it. If dead apostles became vampires from vampires, there has to be an origin, an existence that is a vampire from the beginning. These vampires are a completely different species from us. We call true ancestors. Those who don't need human blood and have special powers equivalent to surpassing the dead apostles. She is a member of the royal family of the true ancestors, although they don't really have any rank structure, so saying royal isn't quite accurate. So what, senpai? This doesn't have anything to do with me. It does. This vampires and his true ancestors have a deeper impulse to drink blood than the dead apostles. Her eyes are completely emotionless. Like mirrors, they show an agitated face. You see, Tono-kun, the true ancestors can live without human blood. However, maybe a mistake happened in their evolution. Maybe there's no such thing as a perfect existence. But anyway, there is a period when they desire the blood of humans. The instant a human has his blood drunk by them, he no longer remains human. Scale different from humans as creatures. When the power life of a true ancestor touches the blood of a human, the sheer difference means a human cannot remain human after such contact. Like a small wave absorbing a larger wave, that person becomes a part of the true ancestor. To simplify, it becomes a doll. There's no reason for the vampiric impulses. There's no reason, so there's no way to stop it. Fatal flaw in the otherwise perfect existence. You can call it a terminal illness. The way they live by resisting their urge to drink blood. It doesn't matter if using mind to put up with it. They use their powers to resist the surge and seal it within themselves by force. By using their enormous power on themselves, they are suppressing the vampiric impulse. If something external causes them to lose their power, what do you think happens to their ability to suppress it? Cause them to lose power. So let's say she is 10 units of power. Says she used 7 of them to resist the urge to drink blood inside her. But if for some reason she loses 5 out of the 10 units, then even if she uses all her remaining power, she can only use 5 units of power to resist. That's not enough. Then what will it take away from her? She couldn't resist, senpai. They drink human blood, of course. For that, nothing. Once they give in, they can only keep on falling. Once a true ancestor knows the taste of blood, I hear the urge becomes many times more painful than before. As a result, they aren't able to resist the urge anymore. And when that happens, they become the dreaded demon lords. True ancestors are certainly a superior race, but since they bind themselves to resist vampiric impulse, they can never utilize their full powers. Once they fall, there's no longer a need to restrain themselves. Then they just become demons which suck human blood for their own pleasure. Remember how Arecueid appeared earlier? Her bloodshot eyes. her wild breathing, her breath assailing my neck. That's a lie. She certainly said she's scared of drinking blood. Yeah, she's scared. Because when she does it, she knows she won't be able to stop. If there is any salvation, it's the urge. It's instantaneous. True answers keep just one subordinate for their time. This one was up. For the time the urge gets too great to suppress. That's the beginning of those called dead apostles. They are something that is already dead. Huh. Vampire kept alive for the sake of easing the pain of the true ancestors. That is the form of the vampire in the city. She doesn't have such a thing. No, till now she never needed one. Especially among the true ancestors, she was able to resist the vampire impulse using her will alone. And there's a problem. Once her wound heals, her body returns to normal, she can resist it, right? But there's a limit to an king. Stand. Not go away. The resisted urges build again and again will eventually fill the vessel. Impulse overwhelms that power and their lives are ended by others. That is the lifespan of those without lifespans. But Arecueid is okay. She's just weak because of me, so after a few days she'll... Perhaps, but she's reached her limit already. Even though she was only actually active for a few years, the amount of time for existence does not change. It just has grown inside her, will soon consume her. There's no denying that now is not the time. Arecueid's life cannot be saved. For the first time. Not because of my anemia, but someone else's words. Everything starts to fade away in the haze of dizziness. What does it mean? Though she knows she's past her limit, she's still hunting vampires here? That's odd. No matter how I think of it, it's odd. It's all lies, because if she knew she's at her limit, then why would she hunt vampires for our sake? She deals with them not for our sakes, but because it is her purpose. Probably the other true ancestors. She was born in the 12th century when there were many fallen true ancestors. True ancestors could not ignore her fallen kin, nor the dead apostles increasing number. That's why they created something solely for killing. Without a need for anything else, the most pure true ancestor created for punishment. Arecueid. But a mind of its own, once it leaves the castle, her target is definitely destroyed. Oh gosh. She's a person. Talking about her like she's some sort of weapon makes me mad. Yeah, she is a weapon. First place she existed only for that purpose. So it seems there's something wrong with her. This is the first time I've seen her talk like that. I haven't spoken any words before. Huh? Hold on. Never spoke. That's odd. She never does anything extra. From long ago, for the past 100 years, she's lived that way. Isn't it she was born in the old castle amongst mountains, never changing? How it be in this dark dizziness? What is this? This unknown scenery, these memories I've never had, they start to fill my vision. The wide castle courtyard. The unadorned grassy field inside my solitary castle. White girl stares blankly up at the sky. Do not have any extra knowledge or freedom beyond what was needed for her purpose. She only goes outside when her target is determined. She gets taught only the information needed to definitely destroy the enemy. No one is there, no one to talk to, not even another face to see. After killing her target, she returns to the castle. All that knowledge is washed out, and she is taken to sleep. Without knowing anything, nothing other than killing vampires. There's nothing, such as the fun of speaking with someone else. Precious moments of seeing someone else and greeting them. She was excluded from all of it. Power was strong enough to defeat the fallen true ancestors, but it's ironic, she was so powerful that she was shunned by the rest of the true ancestors. Even while praising her as the princess, no one approached her. While giving her a castle, her world was only a dark the dark basement. So there was nothing to give her any feelings. It's almost enough to make me pity her for living. Parody of life. She apparently had no words or even time of her own. True ancestors treated her only as a weapon. No need for extra functions such as baking bread or doing laundry. Granted, put on extra functions, you would put on something more fit for a weapon, right? I was taught never to do extra things. She has said that before. Reason for deciding everything for herself. Having those empty eyes. That's why she never needed anyone else. And maybe she never knew about it. All they wanted of her was to be a superior killing machine. That's why she doesn't know anything. Don't mean something big like the meaning of life, but not even the small joy of just living normally. Bro, even trivial things made her so happy. So I thought she was always like that. But I was horribly wrong. She really was just enjoying those simple things. She must have enjoyed those things so much, because it's so fun. I never thought about how life could just be fun by living. There's the uneasiness she can understand, the classroom filled with the red setting sun, where she asked me those questions in the reserved voice. Though Arecueid has existed for so long, she knows less about living than we do. If you convert it to the time she was allowed to move freely, it's amazingly short. Her lifetime was spent almost entirely in sleep, most likely a deep dark sleep. I have enough fun just talking, you know. After dealing with all the fallen tree ancestors, she did not leave the castle. To fulfill their purpose, tree ancestors sought to educate her properly. However, she could not be free. Because of the slightest mistake, she ended up killing all the true ancestors remaining in the castle. Maybe the one that was taught how to kill vampires really did finish her job until the very end. In the end, she was left alone. After killing all the true ancestors, she sealed herself up in the castle. Empty castle of the true ancestors bound with 1,000 chains. Whenever Ro is reborn, she awakens from her sleep and moves around for a short time. In the middle of that fixed world, she never said a single word. That's why she is a killer down to her very core. Even though the true ancestors which about her are now gone, she still wanders around with the sole purpose of killing vampires. She probably does not have any other fun. It's a lie. That's not what made her happy. I wasn't watching anything yet. Like her words or her happy face. If only I looked closer, I would have known. Never realized how alone she was until now. All the things we feel, take for granted. Just taking with a friend or about meaningless things or the fun that lets you forget time. At the end of the day, lying down in a bed in the peacefulness, just staring up at the ceiling. For her, those unimportant things were priceless moments of happiness. All of it. What is misery? It's her not ever knowing how miserable she is. Such a terrible, almost comical solitude should not exist. Lies, all of it. Even with all these difficult things, I never knew she felt such happiness from trivial things. If I could let her know that such things were things she could always enjoy, that would have been so great. Okay, and I think we're gonna pause this right here, because I have to go pretty soon. But yeah, dude, like, Arecueid's backstory is really, really depressing, actually. But yeah, that's gonna do it for part 13 right here. Hope you guys liked the video. Remember to subscribe and stay tuned for further parts. The story is picking up, so we're gonna keep going with it tomorrow and over the weekend. Catch you later.